Hey everyone, it's Jessica Warren of Into the Warren, and I am back with another video after a bit of a hiatus. I apologize for the slow moving videos lately. Just a lot happening. Brooke had been sick a little bit a few times. You know, daycare, when you go to daycare you start to get germs and you start to get sick and start building your immune system and all that. And of course, me being the worrisome first-time mom, every little thing, I'm just, keeps me awake at night, and I hope she's okay, and what can I do? It's been a little stressful. Victor's on the couch, and he's causing a ruckus over here. So anyway, I have a lot to show you. I actually have not one but two jobs. My first job is, today is the first day. So after this video, I have to finish getting ready. I started putting my makeup on, and I have to get ready and head out that way. Luckily, it's not as far as my old job, so it doesn't take very long to get there. Vic, lay down. Sorry, Victor's scratching, and I don't want him to scratch because he has allergies, so he scratches. No matter what shampoo, no matter what medicine, no matter what treatment, coconut oil, change of diet, he's just an itchy dog. So anyway, he's now hiding under the couch blanket to go to sleep. So I have a bunch of things to show you in a very limited amount of time, so let's get into the video. I'm gonna start off with some books real quick of either library books or books that I found or magazines I found recently. I'll start with the library books. The first one is called Crochet Dress Up. This is a library book that I borrowed last weekend, and basically it is patterns for costumes for children, which is really cool. Like, there's a pirate, and there's this beautiful little mermaid. It's a really cute book, and I got this because there's a yarn bingo for July, and it is Christmas and July theme, but there are a couple things that are not Christmas related. And one is a character hat. So I got this book thinking that I could make a character hat in here. And so that's what I am considering. There's a little fairy. Look at those wings. Aren't they so cute? So I got this book. It's really cool. Again, check your local library. I have some crafty books there at mine. And you just borrow them, make the patterns, and return it for another person to use. My hair is crazy. I'm sorry. The next book I got at the library is Christmas Crochet for Hearth, Home, and Tree. Again, it's a Christmas and July theme for Yarn Bingo, and I at least wanted to get one bingo this month. I tend to do larger projects that take more time, so I don't always get as many squares as maybe other people are able to do, or maybe I'm just really slow. It could be a mixture of both. So this one is cool. I already made a Christmas stocking, which I'll show you, but there are some really neat stockings in here. They also have some snowflakes, and they have felted ornaments as well in here. And I don't know much about felting yet. The birds, some decor here. So anyway, there's some cute stuff. There's a Christmas tree skirt, which is one of the bingo squares, but I've already started working on one. I don't really like the colors of this, but to each its own. So anyway, a very cool book, maybe at your local library as well. So those are my crochet library books. And then I went to a thrift store. It's for children, like the proceeds go to children without families. And it has a lot of really cool old books and old magazines all the time. They also have a lot of knitting needles and yarn, not like brand new yarn, but like balls of like scrap yarn and stuff. Sometimes you'll find some cool yarn. And if you need knitting needles, they have a huge bin, like container of knitting needles, and they're all kind of mismatched, so you got to try to find a pair that match. but they're only 25 cents. So if you can find a pair that match, I mean, it's a good deal. So I went to that thrift store this past weekend, and I looked in the old magazines, and they had a whole bunch, not crochet, but they had a whole bunch of knitting or knitting blend with crochet magazines. And I didn't get them all, but I did get a couple. One is the McCall's Christmas Make It Ideas, and I was trying to see the date. I know it's the 70s for sure. I'm just gonna see if they had it in here. I don't see. Let me look at this. 1976. So 1976, McCall's Make It Ideas. So this is a blend of all different types of crafts, including knitting and crochet. And one of the things that really caught my eye is, if I can get to it, number one, they have, look at how old, how cute these little amigurumis are by the fire, and you can even, there's a pattern for the little couch. But what I really liked were these ammies. Let me see. Look at the lion. There's a squirrel and a kangaroo. I thought that was so cute. And I love old patterns, as some of you may know. And there is also a pattern for, and of course, I should have bookmarked it. You know, what kind of YouTuber doesn't prepare themselves for their video by bookmarking what they need? One moment. Or as I tell Brooke, please hold. Look at the ladybug. Ladybug sweaters, aren't they so cute? So, so anyway, there's some cool stuff in here. There's some stockings as well, and other types of, you know, projects. And even just looking at the advertising, there's just like cool advertising. There was one for like selling knitting machines, and it was like 9 p.m. it's just a ball of yarn, or 9 a.m. it's a ball of yarn, but 3 p.m. it's a sweater or something. Like some really funny things. But anyway, they have, you know, other ornaments and stuff. So anyway, it's a pretty cool book. You can see the granny square stocky. So anyway, I got that. It was like 25 cents. How can you go wrong? And I'm not going to go deep into these because just for time, but Family Circle Knitting. This is 1996. I got this because certain things, you know, strike your eye when you're skimming through. All the little, like, I guess it just was because, like, they had, you know, sweaters with cool patterns. This one has trains. Just some old, you know, older, cool, vintagey stuff. I can't believe 1992 is or 96 is vintage. Can you? I sure as heck can't. And then I got another Family Circle Knitting. Like I said, they had, majority of their stuff was knitting. This is fall of 1995. I really like this, like, boat, you know, fall sweater design. Look at this car blanket. And I'm just going to show you something else. They have like sets of things. So this is like the whole set of this theme, like the outdoor boating type of theme. And then they have the plaids. And then the Irish knitting. So anyway, they have different themes. I thought it was kind of a cool magazine for 25 cents. And then the last thing I have is a book that they had, and it's called Design with Knit. And inside is just a bunch of patterns for your knitting projects, which I thought was really cool. Look at all the fish. So, and this book was like $1 or something at the thrift store. So how can you go wrong? Anyway, so those are my books and magazines. I hope I'm not moving too fast. I just want to make sure I cover everything before I have to get ready. Okay, so now I'm going to move into my whips and my finished items. I have kind of reorganized over here. As you can see, my hats that I have made are all hanging up here on this little hat rack I got. I'll kind of turn so you can see some more. And I kind of organized my stuff. I cleaned my whole living room, and I got some tote bags at Joann's. All different patterns. These were $1.99, but they had two 50% off coupons, a 40% off coupon, and then I have the Girl Scout discount and all that stuff. So I got a whole bunch of these bags to put my whips in to keep them more organized. So let me show you what I have done. The first thing I worked on since I last saw you was a sweater for Miss Brooke, my daughter. And I really wanted to make a watermelon sweater. I don't know why, I just had this urge to make this cute little summertime sweater. And I found a pattern that was not a watermelon sweater, but it was short sleeve and very like beginner friendly. And so I got some DK weight. I didn't get cotton yarn, but I did go to Michael's and I got the DK weight Michael's brand yarn. And I actually really like it for knitting. It's very smooth. The yarn doesn't split. I didn't have any problems with it. It's very light. I really love it. So what I did is I just changed the colors on the pattern and made the top the watermelon like pink corals, you know, color, and made the rest of it green. And then I was like, should I just make seeds, like stitch seeds into it? But then I thought, no, let me just get some black, you know, buttons, plain black buttons for the 3 buttons at the top. And so that's what I did. And so this is the very first knitted sweater that I've ever done in my entire life, and it was really hard, and I did make a mistake that's pretty noticeable if you look. But for the first sweater, I mean, it would only be noticeable if you really like checked it from top to bottom and looked. So here it is. Here is the little sweater. And it's all stockinette stitch, except for obviously the ridges are the garter stitch, which means you knit on both sides, and stockinette stitch you knit on the front and you purl on the back. And the 3 buttons, I learned how to make buttonholes, I learned how to increase, I learned how to cast on stitches midway. I learned a whole bunch of information. When I got to a part of a pattern I didn't know, I just YouTubed it really fast, looked at what they did, and then did that. So overall, pretty cool. It fits Brooke. It's actually a little big on Brooke, which is fine because it's an 18-month pattern and she's only 12 months. So I guess my gauge is pretty good. And the only thing, sadly, is when you make a mistake in knitting, I don't quite know how to fix it. I just kind of do my best. So I do have a little spot right here where the garter stitches where I dropped a stitch and I got lost and I had to kind of just sew it up. But other than that, I'm very proud. Brooke's already worn this a couple times. So very excited about that. Then I wanted to challenge myself some more, and I thought, I was on Pinterest. This is the story. I went on Pinterest to look at patterns. I like Pinterest because Pinterest decides what I want to look like based on what I like and save, what things I might like. And I like that better than Ravelry. I don't know why. Visually it just attracts me better. So I got on Pinterest and there was a post about all these patterns that are only free for a limited time, and they're not going to be free after a certain date. So I wanted to look and see what they were, because if it's going to be only free for a little while, I might as well save what I like. Well, the first pattern I saw and the picture that was on Pinterest was a picture of a knitted blue whale. And I love whales. I love all animals really, mostly. But whales are just so cool. And the whale was I just thought it was really pretty. And it was actually the pattern was going to be paid in like 2 days. So I went over to Ravelry and it was free, and it is paid now. Now I've double checked. So I'm glad I got it. But I was like, can I do a knitted animal? Because that sounds hard. And it was hard, and it actually took me 2 attempts. The first time I got the whole body done and it was a wreck. And so I redid it, and it's not perfect, but it definitely is an improvement. So I'm going to show you this big blue whale. He's big. This is chunky yarn. This is Bernat Baby Chunky in this blue and this white. So here he is. I know the blue's really dark, so it's hard to tell, but you can see his big eye and his little smile. You can see the underside where his bottom of his mouth is. So the whole body is made from the nose all the way to the end here. And then you cast on here and do the white blue blend. And then you make the fins separately and sew them on, and then you make the tail fins separately and sew them on. So you can see how big this guy is. And again, he's not perfect, and you know what? I'm proud though, because this whole thing was made on not circular needles, on double pointed needles, like 4 of them, and you just, you know, to make the smaller circles. I mean, it's a challenge, but I love the way knitting looks. This guy's super squishy, and he looks really cute laying across the top shelf of my daughter's shelf in her room. So anyway, that is my little whale. And another story to go with this whale, because I wasn't going to work last week, the first Tuesday, I think, yeah, the first Tuesday of every month at the library, they have a knitting and crochet club. So, and I had never gone because I never had the chance to. And so I took this project with me, and I went to the knitting crochet club last Tuesday, and the ladies there were so fun. So fun. They were just, and they were helping people who had never crocheted or knitted before, like any of the questions they had. One lady, her mom had crocheted something and she wanted to learn how to like finish it. They supply people with needles and crochet hooks and yarn, and they even made like banana bread and had coffee. It was so fun. I loved it a lot, and the ladies were so welcoming. A lot of them were retired, and this is what they do for, you know, to pass the time. And I just really, really loved it, to be able to actually physically be with other people who are passionate about what I'm passionate about. And I just had a lot of fun. The only downside is, if I were to do it again, I would bring a pattern that was easier, like kind of a no-brainer pattern, instead of something complicated that I'm new at, because people want to have conversation and you can't concentrate. Like, I can't talk and count, and you know what I mean? Especially knitting that I've only known for a few weeks. So next time I would bring something like crochet or something that you don't have to be so like in tune with, because I was working on this part and I was like, my brain was gonna explode. So I put it back in my bag and just talked to the ladies like halfway through, because I didn't want to like mess this up and not know how to fix it. So anyway, it was really fun. So blue whale, done. Okay, and then we're getting into a crochet item. Another square on the bingo is to make a Christmas stocking. I had, I think it's Impeccable. I want to say Impeccable yarn in the holiday colorway, and some white, I think it's Red Heart yarn. And I made this Christmas stocking, and you might be wondering, like, Jess, why are there these white dots at the bottom all lined up, but then it just stops and it goes all the way up? Well, I mean, you could say like, oh, I just wanted a cool effect at the bottom, and I could say that and just like hide the fact that I'm way too lazy to count all of these white patterns all the way up. When I got to the 4th one, it didn't line up, and I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna do it plain. So I made this stocking. This is the first stocking I've ever made, and it's all in single crochet, and it's pretty big. I mean, I have room to put goodies in. So this is what I worked on in a couple hours one day with a little loop to hang up. So got that done. I like the colorway. I mean, I'm more of like a boho, bright, you know, cool color. I don't know. I mean, I think it's okay. Maybe because it's July and I'm not in the Christmas spirit, you know, and I'm like, it's weird to make Christmas stuff in July. But also, like, it's starting to make me really, really, really want the holidays to happen. I love the holidays, especially with a child, because then you get to live vicariously through them and do all the fun stuff. So, but anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. And then this is a whip. This is going to be a Christmas tree skirt. We measured the Christmas tree holder. It's coming, of course the stitches are coming out as I pull on it. I haven't gotten very far because I started. Okay, I am back. My phone was running out of memory, so in the meantime I got ready for the day. And I have to leave soon, but I wanted to finish up what I was talking about. So here is a Christmas tree skirt that I am crocheting. And I'm going to do different shades of green and red with these bobble stitches. I measured our Christmas tree holder to make sure it would be accurate. And of course it's slightly adjustable too. You can just kind of squeeze it in the back. So I have a few, I'm gonna need about, I think 22 inches in diameter for this to fit accurately. So this is a whip that I am working on. And then I'll show you the big project at the end. I just have a couple things. Yesterday, one of the squares on the July yarn bingo is to make a Christmas ornament. I saw a picture on Pinterest for a snowy Christmas tree ornament. It was a paid pattern and I was like, but it's just a triangle and a rectangle. I think I can figure it out. So I made my own version. This is I just guessed. This is like a little snowy topped Christmas tree and stockinette stitch and then garter stitch for the little trunk, as you can see here. It's not perfect, but it's cute and it'll be cute on the Christmas tree. So I did that. And the last thing is a big project that I'm working on. So the yarn that was on clearance at Hobby Lobby, I had some skeins, a whole bunch of this Yarn Bee Juliet and Garden Rule that was on sale for 99 cents. So I thought I'm gonna make a big project with this. Plus it's super, super soft and it's a number 6. And so this is gonna be ginormous, but you know what? I'm kind of ginormous right now. I need to lose some pounds, but until then I'd like something cozy. So this is the start of a sweater. As you can see, this is actually just the back panel. This is going to be in size 2X. The pattern goes up to 3X. If this all works out, I'll probably make one for my mom that she highly requested. It is super soft. It is ribbing at the bottom and then garter stitch for the rest of the sweater. And garter stitch is cool because, I mean, I like the look of stockinette stitch the best. I like the little arrow texture, but the garter stitch is so easy because knitting the knit stitch is so fast. The purl stitch is a little slower for me, a little more awkward, I guess, but the knit stitch is just like boom, boom, boom. So this is entirely in the knit stitch, and it's just such a cool texture. The lines through it from the colorway are so pretty. You can see it up close. And this is about 50 stitches. This is 50 stitches so far, 50 rows of stitches. And I need 78 tall. So this is the back. Then I have to duplicate this for the front, and then once I get to the top of the front panel, you add the shoulders, and then you put it together and you make the sleeves, and voila, you sew them all together and you have a sweater. So this works up really fast. This is a beginner-friendly sweater because it's just basic knit stitches and some ribbing. So it's a good one for me who's never made an adult size sweater, and also because it's bulky, it works up fast because it gets the right height pretty fast, right length and right height. So anyway, and you get to use these ginormous needles, and it makes it easy to follow along and not miss anything. So this is one of my big projects that I'm working on, and I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, it's definitely going to be big. It's going to be like a pretty large sweater. Actually might be too big on me, but better big than too small, as I would say, especially like when it's a cold night and you want to snuggle. There you go. Who needs a husband? You just get a nice cozy sweater, right? Just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, so those are my projects that I am working on currently. I have other whips and stuff, but you've already seen them. They're just sitting here collecting dust. So eventually I will get back to them, but as you can see, I did get a lot accomplished. So I'm proud of that because typically I don't get this much stuff done. And I might not get as much stuff done in the, in the next few weeks just because I'm getting adjusted to working again. But hopefully I'll still have time to do the things that I love, and I also might be potentially teaching a crochet class soon, and I'll talk more about that in my next video. But I hope you all have a great day. My phone's gonna die and I gotta go, but I will talk to you later. Please like and subscribe. Please feel free to comment, and because I love reading them, and if there's anything you want to see in any future videos, please let me know. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help the best I can, and I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye. Mwah.